Hello, welcome to episode 177 of the Datapack tutorial series, version 1.2.1.4. We're going to be checking the moon phase. Well, it's daytime, but there's still a moon, we just can't see it. So if I did function get phase, it's going to say full moon, because this is the first day in the world, and let's have a look at the wiki. First day always starts with full moon, and then it'll cycle through these, and when it gets to waxing gibbous, it'll go back to full moon again. So we've got 8 different moon types. So if we are on day 10, we know we're going to do all the way through there once, and we're going to come back to full moon, waning gibbous. Basically 10 take away 8 leaves us with 2. We're on 2. Okay, that's the idea of the modulo, which is what we're going to use to work out which day it is. Let's do a little bit of waffling. So let's set the time to midnight. Time. That's how we like to do it. Set the time to midnight. And look up, we do indeed have a full moon. Now, if I do time set day, and we check the function again, full moon. Okay, well that's because if you do time set day, or time set noon, or time set midnight, it resets you to the first day again. Okay, so no days have passed. Let's say I'd been playing the world for 10 game days, and then I did time set noon. We're back to day 0. It'll be a full moon. On the other hand, if I do time... Let's get it back to midnight. Okay, so we're on the first day. Now, if I do time add, and let's add a day, we can see the moon change. Now, we can check the phase, and we can see we got waning gibbous. We can add another day. Moon's changed. What have we got this time? Well, we know... We've got third quarter. We know that because that is what's in the list here. Full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter. So I'm adding a day each time. Now, if I do time set noon, we've effectively set the day all the way back to the beginning again, like I mentioned. So if I do get phase, it's full moon again. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. If you ever do time set day or noon or a time, it resets, it removes all the days that you've had already, resets it back to 0. Right, anyway, that's enough waffling about that. Let's get on and build it now. It's such a small one. All I have to do is a reload, and that'll clear the data pack, and our function shouldn't do anything anymore now. Yeah, because I emptied the data pack. So let's go over here. What have I got? I've added get phase. That's the only function I've added. We're not going to use the tick, so I really just removed those. And we're going to use the load. We need to store a value, scoreboard, objectives, add value. And we could do it with just that one score. But I like to keep things a little bit tidy. So I know value could have any value in it. And before you've seen me use a Boolean. And if that's 1, I say it's true. And if it's anything else, I say it's not true. But here we're going to have a constant. Scoreboard, objectives, add. I'm going to call it constant, or const for short. Dummy. And I know that I should never write anything into this. I should only read it, apart from once, and that's when I'm going to set it up right now. So we're going to say scoreboard, players, set, and we'll have a number, we'll call them 8. That's the name of the player, and we'll set their constant to the number 8. And that's it. That's the only time I ever set that. So nowhere should I say scoreboard players set, or reset, or operation, and then use constant. So it's a nice way for me to remember later on that I should never change these. Okay, we can use that in some maths now. Let's go over to get phase, and we'll store the time of day. Scoreboard, no. It's wrong already. Execute, store, result as a score. We need a fake player. I'm going to call them moon phase. Makes sense because... that's what we're checking, and we'll set their value, and we will run time query day. How many days have passed? So at the moment, 0 days have passed. And now we're going to calculate which is the moon phase. We'll do scoreboard, players, operation, moon phase, value, modulo equals fake player number 8 constant. Okay, so why are we picking 8? We're picking 8 because that's how many different sets there are. And what is the modulo doing? It is dividing moon phase value by 8 and returning the remainder. So, if we've got the number 1, how many times can we take 8 away from 1 without going beneath 0? We can't. Okay, so the remainder is 1. If we had 10, how many times can we take 8 away from that? Well, we can take it away once, and the remainder would be 2. Okay, if we had 17, well, we could take 8 away from that 2 times. So we could take 8 away once and get 9. Then we could take 8 away again and get 1. So the remainder is 1. So now moon phase dot value is going to store that remainder. And all we have to do is a little... In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to copy and paste these because they're very simple commands. It's just tedious to write them all out. Execute if score moon phase value matches 0, then it's a full moon. If it matches 1, then it's waning gibbous. If it matches 2, and you'll see that that list is just the same as this list here. That's it. It's that simple. Let's say full moon. Spooky. Let's just change it just so we know there is a difference. Let's do time. And remember, if we do set, it's going to be the first day. So this is going to be a full moon. Yep. Reset the days and we're back to a full moon. Let's add 2 days. So 2 days would be, let's add 4 days. 4 days. Now we've got a new moon. Okay. Right, let's check. Does it recognize the new moon? Do we have to press reload first? Because that's, helpful. New moon. Let's add another 4 days. We're back to new moon. Okay, that's back to a full moon. That works. Let's add 1 day. Okay, so is that our waning gibbous? We can add another day. Get phase. Okay, so we can see as long as we add days, it will progress through the days as you would expect. But again, just to reiterate, because it can catch you out, if you do time set, it resets to the very first day. So as soon as you do reset, doesn't matter which of these you pick. Let's pick night. It will be a full moon. We can do a phase check. Yeah, full moon. Spooky. Now, even if it's daytime, time check. Time set noon. Well, it'll be midnight. The moon obviously still has a phase. We just can't see it. But it is still full moon. So when that moon comes up, it will be full. That's it. Easily way of checking what moon you're going to get that night or what moon it currently is. If we do time set 23999, we should be on a full moon. Yeah. And then it should change that should be the day change. So that probably is a waning gibbous. Yeah. Okay. So it changes when it gets to 24,000. Okay. What could you use this for? I think this would be pretty cool if you had some items which were more powerful during the full moon, or you could only use at night during a full moon. So you could use a predicate to check that it's nighttime. And then you could check that score there. Or maybe you could put this in a predicate as well. And then maybe you got a vampire sword. And if you're killing people during a full moon, it gives you energy back or something. I don't know. I'm sure you can come up with better ideas than me. Anyway, bit of a rushed one. I'm off out. Busy day. So have a great day yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.